Okay, hi folks. Morning. Debbie just had a question. Was it Debbie or Ann? It was Debbie.
It was me, Debbie.
Debbie just had a question on her theme is showing revisions of her pages, and she had some questions on that. So first off, WordPress itself keeps track of every revision you make in your editor, right? And you may have noticed
where
that.
do you find it? Okay.
It's in your editor, and it saves every revision. And you can always, if you screw something up, you can always go back to a previous revision and restore it. So you should be aware of that. It's a very handy feature of WordPress, and that's independent of the theme. That's the editor. So, for example, if Debbie, if you want to share your screen, we could show you, but you can find it, I think, pretty easily.
Okay, because I was looking, I was wondering if it was somewhere else.
Well, this is not what shows. This is for you as an editor.
Right.
Now your question was on things that show on the page to
that
view.
show on the page in the dashboard, not. I mean, of course, the world
does not in the dashboard. You mean on the website?
No, I'm saying I'm saying actually in the dashboard. I'll show you what I see.
Oh, okay. Why don't you share your screen? So I misunderstood your question. So why don't you share your screen, and that must be Clara on the phone. I'm going to rename you Clara. I'm assuming.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning.
So can you see my
Okay, so what you want to go into the edit mode of one of those pages.
Right, that's
so click on edit. No, click on
edit.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's okay. You're here. Doesn't matter. Yeah.
Okay,
Same
I just
place.
always click on the name of
now,
the
do you
page.
see on the side where it says revisions 5 on the right-hand side?
No.
Keep going to the right.
Yes, I do. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, and then click browse, and it will show you. So you've revised this page 5 times, a total of 5 times. All your revisions would show up, right?
I actually revised it more than that, though, and I can't see the earlier ones.
It should show you all of them. So let's see. Why is it not showing all of them?
It's only showing. It's hardly showing anything.
Click on the plus there. Is that showing more?
It's not doing anything.
Click on the previous. Wait. Click on the previous button above.
Oh.
Aha. Okay, so that is showing you your revision there.
Previous. I don't know. It's weird.
You see the check box? You know what? Return to editor. Click on return to editor. I want to take a closer look at this.
Okay, because where I was looking was down here below the...
Right, right. Okay, that's what I was looking for. I didn't see it. All right.
Well, I did these revisions the other day, but before that it showed earlier revisions, and I was just wondering if I mean, when I was working on these, I was just doing some little things and saving it, but then I wanted to go to an even earlier version from a couple of weeks ago, but I couldn't find it. And I thought they would all be in there.
They should be in there. So let's see. If you do another revision, does it drop off your earlier one?
I just realized I screwed something up on this page when I saved it. If I go to an earlier one, does it show even earlier ones? Is that what you're saying?
No, what I'm saying is if you do a revision now, does it still only show you 5 or does it show you 6? I'm wondering if it's only showing the most recent 5 or if
let's see, because I wanted to do something anyway. I forgot to show my featured image when I revised it. So let me see if I can get back my
okay.
I don't know which one it is. Oh, good, I found it. I actually found it right away. That's cool. All right, so I'm going to update this.
Oops. Let me go back.
So yeah, no, it's just still showing. It's just still showing 5.
Are you folks seeing Debbie's screen right now?
Yes.
See, can you
Okay.
see it?
There we go. Sorry, I had something going on my screen. I'm sorry,
No,
Debbie.
we
Could you
only
say
see
that
5.
again?
Yeah, it's still showing 5. It's showing the very last one and 5 and 4 earlier ones from the other day.
So it dropped 1.
Yeah, it dropped. When I saved it again, it dropped the earliest one.
It should be showing more than that because I'm not sure why it's suddenly limiting them to 5. So there's something going on. Let me see if I can figure this out. It should show all your revisions.
Yeah.
There is a way to configure it, but I'm not sure.
Or I'd have to get a
So I know I
plugin.
can do it in code. That's interesting because I'm not sure what changed that. Let's see. Oh, I can't click on yours.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you want to log in
There's
as me
setting.
and see,
Let's take a look. Can you go to your let's look at some of your general settings. Excuse me for a second as I disconnect this. Okay, sorry about that. I know where there's a spot in the manual WordPress config.php file where if you're a geek like me, you can go in and edit it and there's a number you change for the limit on the revisions, but it shouldn't be limited by default to 5. So let's go through these settings and see if there's something that we're missing. General settings.
yeah, I'm just
see anything on revisions.
Settings. I don't know where else it would be.
Well, let's go down to writing, settings, writing after general. Yeah, that's where I would look for it. Okay, so now let's take a quick look through here. I don't see a setting here. Okay, I'll have to research this one a little bit. That's odd.
You know, John,
I have heard of this happening before when somebody changed a theme, but I'm not sure why that would happen.
on mine, it doesn't even show on the pages. Because I'm using a different text. I'm using the text editor that comes with the theme, and it doesn't even show my earlier revision.
Are either of you using the classic editor, the plugin for the classic?
I'm using the classic editor, yeah.
The classic editor generally did not limit to 5 the number of revisions.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I know. Like I said, that another site that I was working on for a friend, it's a site that's been around for a long time though too. But he changed themes recently, and it shows like a lot of.
Yeah, because generally WordPress will keep track of all of them. Let's just see if I can find some information on this.
I can't find with not the classic editor and the regular one where it shows it all.
I'm sorry, Ann, could you say that again?
I'm using the regular editor that comes with the theme, and I can't find where the revisions show it all.
So this editor came with your theme. We can take a look at that. So yeah, why don't we let so Debbie, I'm not sure where it is in here.
Okay.
I can tell you there is a file. So for those of you who would have your own WordPress installation and you know a little bit of code, there's a file that's a config file for WordPress that you can literally, it's just a text file. You can go in and there's a place where you put a number to change the number of maximum revisions. And so you can always do it that manual way. And let me,
Right, but we can't do it. We can't do it ourselves here because we
not on
can't.
this, not on this
We
installation.
don't, yeah, we don't have.
So, I mean, I could do it for you.
I mean, it's okay. It's only going to be.
Let me just show you. Yeah, let me share my screen.
Can I ask a quick question?
Okay, I'm going to stop sharing my screen then, right?
Okay.
Did you happen to name it anything else and then delete it just before you go do that? Because sometimes I've created a page and then replaced it with another page.
Yeah, and then you would
And
lose
then
the
renamed it, and then it's like not there because you killed it.
Let me try looking on another page then, because I have some pages that I have not changed at all. That's a good point. Let me look at one of my other pages. I don't have to share the screen. I'm just looking at it. No, I'm looking at another page, and another page I have only has 5 revisions. Let me see if I have any that I know that I did quite a few revisions.
Okay, so I'm sharing a screen here, and for some people, you're not going to. For some of you, you're not going to want to get into this level of detail, but there's a file which is called, I believe, WP config.
Right.
And let me just and that's what it's telling you is where to edit that file and that little thing that showed up. So let me just so this is for those of you who want to really get under the hood. But that's a line in the file, and that would be the number of revisions that, and so you could just like raise that to 30 or something, you know. And right now it's showing it at 10, but what it says in yours may not be 10. And the name of that file, which is not showing you right here, I think it's WP config. It's not showing the name of the file. Well, that's not helpful, is it? It's showing what, oh, here it is, yeah, the WP config PHP. So in your public HTML, in your WordPress directory, you would see that file, you would open it up and you would find this line and you would edit that number and just save as text. So for those of you who do know how to get under the hood, it's not too complicated to change or limit or unlimit the number of revisions that it keeps track of. So this is really what determines it. Now, how the theme or the editor allows you to edit it is a different story, but you can always go into the code and change that. Now,
so is there a place in this code that's letting you have unlimited revisions? That's
you'd have to open up that file and look at it.
Right, okay, yeah, I just was wondering where, from what you shared on the screen, I thought you were going to scroll down to see more options, but
I actually just made that go away. Sorry.
yeah, I know.
But I mean, I could research it for a little bit and see if I can find out more. But let's take a look at your particular. Was it Anne?
Yeah, I can't find.
Let's look at your editor and see if we can identify a place in your editor where we can change it. I don't know this editor that came with your theme, so let's take a look at that, Anne, if you can share your screen.
Sure.
Now, the old WordPress classic editor, generally, I mean, I never really kind of tried to see if it went beyond 20 or 30 revisions because, you know, but it didn't seem to be limited to me to the last 5. It definitely would show you all your past revisions.
Yeah.
Now, that limiting it to 5 is something I haven't seen. So I'm not sure if something in your theme did that.
Ooh.
That's very odd.
Yeah, I've not got to the desktop yet.
But I'm interested in this editor that Anne's talking about because I would like to see why it doesn't show you revisions.
I can't find my revisions at all. So
well, let's find out what's going on there. And did you install a plugin to use a different editor, or just a plugin that came with a theme, or
yellow pencil?
I'm just using the one that came with it.
Okay,
So
let's take a look at your editor.
So if I go to, you want to go to the editor?
No, no, go to a page that you're editing. And I
Okay,
mean, that's
all
what I mean.
pages.
Let's just see a hands-on where it might be or not be.
And I'm going to a page that I haven't changed the name of at all, so,
Right.
and I have changed the suggestion one off
And
and on.
click on edit, not quick edit.
So here's edit. It's just being slow.
Yeah, everything's slow these days.
It has to put up with the bandwidth. No, so all you have is this, and then
Oh, this
over
is interesting
here-
looking, isn't it? Okay. What if you click on
So
that
then-
plus sign? Oh, wait, what's the four revision? What's this four revisions I see?
Oh, where is it?
Right, to the right,
Okay.
Up,
for revisions.
right there. What if you click on that, Ann? Where's it showing the revisions? Oh, okay, here it is.
Or maybe here. Maybe. I don't
Well,
know.
actually, there's a little menu. Move up, to the right, to the right, to the right, up, to the left, to the left.
Oh, right
Look,
here.
that. Click
Yeah.
on that. Does that do anything when you click on it?
Doesn't seem to.
Well, it says it's a link. Let's give it a minute. What if you click and hold down the mouse? That's all you see. Okay, so it says, interesting.
So compare any two revisions. Maybe
You
I
could try that.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, and then what about that plus sign under, good, further down. What about that plus sign? Does that do anything when you click on it?
No. Oh,
Okay.
restore. Oh, I could just have to restore it, and I don't know what it was. But I
If
only
you
have
scroll
two.
down, is there anything we're not seeing underneath? No?
No.
Okay, that's it. So it does give you that capability. So it's not that it doesn't show you any revisions, but now you've got these two little menus with the arrows. Do they
Yeah.
work differently now that there's two of them? I see, that's showing you the two revisions.
Yeah.
What if you click on one, what if you click and wait? No, on that little menu, that weird menu with the little arrows again. So if you click on one of those, does anything happen?
No.
Nothing.
It just toggles between the two like it's on a timeline.
Right, so if you click on one, does it toggle between two other ones is the question.
No.
So that's May 5th, and what's the other side say?
This is just the one
May
revision.
4th. Okay, so you're getting May 4th and May 5th.
Yeah.
And if you click on that right now where your cursor is, it doesn't go previous to May 4th.
No.
That's what I would think it would do. And did you do any revisions before May 4th?
I don't know. I changed the form.
What if you click on that one on the right? Does it go past May 5th?
No, neither one does. But
So it's
you know,
only showing you two revisions rather.
I changed things in the form, so maybe I didn't actually change what that code was on that page.
So if you unclick the compare any two revisions box,
Okay, take it away.
now it shows you your most previous revision, which is the 5th. And if you click on that, does it show you the 4th? Ah, it does show you the 4th now.
Okay.
What if you click on it again?
No.
So maybe you've only done two revisions.
There you go. I hit previous, and it actually shows the previous.
Okay, interesting.
And then it shows what it was.
All right, so this editor does give you the
So
revisions.
here's the next right here, so you actually can see it. And the next doesn't show too much, so
But it does show you the revisions, and you can restore.
here's that, and
All
this
right.
is the previous.
Interesting.
So there it is. So it does show.
Yeah, good. Yeah, it would be unusual that it wouldn't. So that's why I was concerned when you said it didn't.
Yeah, I was looking at the one on my desktop, and whatever the page I was didn't have the place that showed it.
Okay.
I'm on two different computers. On the other one, I couldn't find that box.
Is there a page that you know you've done more than a few revisions?
Okay, but some of them I've renamed. So if renaming completely.
Yeah, renaming might have
changes
reset it.
then,
I'm not sure. Yeah.
How do I get out of here? I'm just going to go up to here just for a second.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, now I'm back to pages, all pages.
Uh-huh.
See if that gets me back to all pages. Yeah, okay, here. So let's see, what would be a page that, not that I've renamed. Photograms, I think I may have never renamed, but maybe I did. Okay, so go to edit.
Mm-hmm.
Another additional thing is the keypad on this computer is really sticky, so it
Oh,
here should be over here. So revisions, 5 revisions. And it does have the previous button.
yeah. Okay, so you can go through the previous ones. Good. So this editor does allow you to do, I think, what you want.
And it just has 5. Now I don't see what it is to see it yet. Yeah, here. Okay, so that was an earlier version.
Uh-huh. Okay.
An earlier version.
So you can keep clicking previous. Okay. Interesting, because the old editor would show you a whole list of all the revisions.
And it doesn't show too much. It just says plus page 2 or something.
Yeah, this just gives you it shows you a piece at a time. Interesting. Okay.
But it does show it.
Yeah, okay, good. So you can do it. All right. Yeah, I was concerned when you said it didn't show you the revisions. I was like,
I couldn't find it anywhere on the one that I was looking at on my desktop at the same time. Thanks.
So I haven't looked for a plugin specifically about revisions. However, given the fact that there seem to be WordPress plugins for almost everything in the universe, you could do a quick search for WordPress plugins with the word revisions and see what kind of options a plugin would give you. You might be able to manipulate how revisions work with a plugin in your editor. It also might be a function of a different a plugin to be a completely different editor itself. But it sounds like it's not too much of a problem with these editors. I personally would like to be able to go further than 5 revisions back, especially if you did 5 revisions in quick succession and you wanted.
Right, that's what I did the other day, and that's why it frustrated me, because I wanted
to
see what find what I did earlier and couldn't find it.
So that is weird. I will have to see I don't know what the deal is with it changing to 5. That's new to me. If you find a way around that, let me know. In the meantime, I'll see if I can poke around and find out what's up with that 5.
John, I also wonder if maybe it's in this particular WordPress installation that everybody's got for this class. Maybe if you could look into that. I just thought of that because if both Ann and I had no more than 5 revisions, then maybe it's just the same with everybody's for some reason.
I'm not sure. I can check into that. The only thing I'm aware of that would make these installations any different than any others would be that I left the 3 kind of default plugins. Like when you create a WordPress installation, depending on the host, it may show you like a few standard plugins that you can have automatically installed when you install the installation. And I just left I think there were 3 default plugins. I left them checked so that they would automatically install. So when in your installation, you have a couple of plugins that just came with the installation. But other than that, there shouldn't be anything very specific to the installation.
Okay.
It's a standard installation. So it may be that now the new default is 5 with the new editor. That would be news to me because I haven't seen that anywhere. But I just need to research that a little more. I don't know what that 5 limit is about. But I do know you can manually change it in the WP config file because that's actually where the limit is. So on your own installation, if you know what you're doing, you could always FTP in, find the WP config file, find that line that has the number, and change it. But I don't know what's going on with the 5 right now. That's weird. And while I'm here, I'm just going to do a quick screenshot. Here we go. What other questions do you have?
If you ask for host support on that, could they up it if it was set to a number? If you didn't,
you know, that would be up to your hosting service. My guess is that some hosting services would be very amenable to that and would go in and do it for you, and some others might tell you how to do it and not do it for you. And some others might say that's beyond the scope of our support. I think you would get possibly those different responses depending on your host and maybe even the person you got in tech support. I don't know. My guess is that most hosts would at least say, oh, you can edit your WP config file and I'll show you where it is. But it's not too hard to edit that file and just change it. Sometimes in support, they won't want to do that kind of change for you because the WP config file controls your entire website. That's where all the variables are. So one slight mistake in it could bring down your site. And some support people might not want to go there and even edit the file just because they don't want to take any chances with being blamed for messing up your site. So they might tell you how to do it, but not do it for you. But again, that's going to vary from host to host. So I don't really know, how the host support would answer that until you actually called them and asked. I get various, even within the same account, I get various levels of support depending on who I get when I call. Sometimes I get somebody who's super helpful and knowledgeable and will do whatever. And sometimes I get somebody who's really helpful, but maybe their knowledge is not quite as advanced and they'll say, we don't usually do that. So that can vary.
Yeah, speaking of which, I called HostMonster because I use HostMonster also, and I was asking some questions because I had some problems with my email when we were doing that user thing that you change, adding users. But I asked them about migrating the site from the same hosting company, and the woman told me, "Oh, well, you have to pay our team to migrate your site."
Oh,
and
they
I
want
had
to
to do that
charge
for a
you.
client last year, and it was not only was it a huge headache, it cost a lot, but it was a mess. And then I called tech support a couple times after that, and a few people helped me through it and actually helped me even figure out what to put in the database. And I wrote it down and I took screenshots, but I still don't know if I could do it by myself.
There are things, yeah, there are tutorials online for migrating WordPress sites. And it's not something that you couldn't do or I couldn't do, given our technical skills. For somebody who's a complete beginner, it might be a little much to ask them to do. And so, because as you know, it's involved moving a database, and moving a database is the complicated part. Just moving web pages is not that hard. It's when you have to move the database. And then, of course, things change from one server to the other with the fields in the database and the naming and everything. So it gets a little tricky. But I have looked at tutorials that do walk you through it. But again, it's not for the faint of heart. But you could do it following some of the step-by-steps. There's a plugin that's part of it, as I remember. It doesn't do all the work for you, but it makes it easier. And I'm wondering if I can find, when was the last time I looked for that? Sometimes I keep a copy. WordPress migration. There was one that seemed to have really good step-by-step directions. Let's see here. I'll share my screen. Let's do a quick poke around. WordPress site migration. Let's see. Oh, look, stress-free. Complete WordPress migrations. They probably charge you. Migrate your WordPress site free. Bluehost. Oh, by the way, Bluehost is the same company as HostMonster. And if you're establishing a new account, you might actually get a better deal with Bluehost rather than HostMonster, even though it's the same company, because the marketing's different. Oh, here we go. 3 common scenarios. Yeah. Oh, WP Beginner. Yeah, these guys have generally pretty good stuff. This is WPBeginner.com. Yeah, I've looked at a bunch of their stuff. So this, their directions are probably better than a lot of the other ones, and they're probably going to be a little more detailed. How to move your WordPress to a new host server with no downtime. Okay, so step one, oh, go away, no thanks. Step one, choose your new host. Step two, set up duplicator for easy migration. So install and activate the free duplicator plugin. Yeah, okay, this is what I was talking about before. This is the plugin that makes it easier. It doesn't make it easy, it makes it easier.
When
So
you
you
do
activate this, and so you can see these are very detailed step-by-step directions, and it's not for the faint of heart. You've got a FTP stuff here. Change the host file. Yeah, so these are the real good, these are good step-by-step directions, but this again is not simple.
when you do a plugin search, duplicator comes up first.
Yeah, and you can see how detailed this is. So this is not for the faint of heart, and this is not for beginners. So if it's a modest cost to pay somebody to migrate a site, it might be worth it. If you're very technical, you might be able to do it without spending any money. But yeah, the duplicator plugin. Duplicator plugin is probably the piece that you would want to use. Migration's made easy. I don't know if I would say easy, but it's easier than trying to do it without it. And there's a video here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Things have gotten more complicated these days. Anytime you have a database, it's real hassle to move it. If you are moving from one installation to another with the same exact hosting company, my guess is they would give you a bit more hands-on support. But again, support does vary.
Yeah, if you get the right person who's willing to do that without telling you that they have to charge you $200 or whatever it is.
Oh, that would be ridiculous. Yeah, but you know, the interesting thing is, if you are, if you learn how to do that, you might be the one to charge somebody to do it. Because once you learn the process, it's the same process, right? So, you know, you think in those terms as well. There might be something you want to learn how to do, so you could actually make that a service that you perform for money. But you should really know how to do it before you do that, of course. You really want to get some experience in that. I would say, here's what I would do. And so for people that are, you know, technically minded, like Debbie, for example, if you are thinking of moving a site, I would create a dummy site first and move the dummy site, and then iron out all the wrinkles in a dummy site that you don't have to worry about if you screwed up. And do that once or twice until you do it all right, and then migrate your real site. I mean, that's how I would like to operate. I like to do hands-on, but do a test first. So it's great to read instructional materials, but until you really do it, you don't really know how it's going to work. And I've written a lot of instructional materials, a lot. I used to do that for Cruise.io for many years.
For those of us that don't have a host or even anything, can we use this as part of our negotiating process when we talk to somebody about buying a service?
You might be able to.
Or do they not care? Are they not?
Well, usually there are sales and marketing departments and there's tech support departments, and they're fairly separate. So the sales folks are the ones that cut you the deal to get the account, and the tech support people would be the one that would work with migrating a site. So that's a little trickier, but I think, as I remember looking at packages of hosting, there might be some that say, you know, we'll move a site for you. I think WordPress.org, which I would not recommend, by the way. WordPress.org is the commercial arm of WordPress, where they charge you money to host sites. I know it sounds counterintuitive because it's a .org, but WordPress.org, not WordPress.com, WordPress.org is the company part. and they charge for hosting WordPress sites. And I think that they will migrate a site for you with a new account. They used to anyway. But I wouldn't recommend using them as a host because you can get a better deal at like Bluehost or HostMonster, or probably even GoDaddy for that matter. So, but that's something you could look into. I just haven't used them because I wasn't real impressed with their service and their rates. But I think that they might make it easier to migrate a site to their service. So there are all kinds of trade-offs. What other questions you got? Well, it's generally a good thing if you don't have any questions that are stopping you.
I'm kind of done.
See, this is good. Well, it's finals week, so that's a good thing too.
Well, I have the DM60 site to finish.
Ah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, well, we'll be meeting this evening on that class.
Are we going to have our sessions the same times as last week? Because I didn't see any email about it.
That's what I'm working on right now. So let's take a look at that before we end. So let's see. Normally that would be Tuesday 10 to 11, Wednesday 11 to 12, Thursday 1 to 2, Friday 2 to 4. That's what I had listed. And let me just make sure. My Friday is a tricky day. I've got to look at that jigsaw puzzle. So tomorrow is Wednesday. Let me pull up here. Give me a second to, and I can confirm some of these times right now.
It's Tuesday tomorrow.
I'm sorry. Tomorrow's Tuesday.
I woke up yesterday and thought it was Monday.
Ah.
It's bad.
Yeah, everybody's schedule because of this virus thing is so crazy right now.
My husband's office is my kitchen, and I walked in there. I said, "Why aren't you working?" I said, "It's Sunday."
Okay.
It's all blurring together.
It sure is. Okay, so my considerations are, let's say Tuesday, there's a DM1 from 11:15 to 2:30. That's why that's there. Okay, and then Wednesday there's a DM8 from 2:30 to 5:30. All right, and then Friday I've got that. Okay, this looks pretty good. Yeah, we can do the same schedule up to Friday. So that would be tomorrow 10 to 11, Wednesday 11 to 12, Thursday 1 to 2. But the Friday 2 to 4 is, I'm going to have to change that one. And I'm not sure what it will be yet, but I'll keep a 2-hour session sometime on Friday. So, but for now, yeah, tomorrow at 10 o'clock, Wednesday at 11, Thursday at 1.
Okay.
And Friday to be announced.
So if, for example, I can't come to Friday because it conflicts with my Friday class final, can I do my presentation earlier then?
Absolutely, anytime this week.
Okay.
Anytime this week. Including now, if somebody's,
I'm game.
Was it Rebecca that said she was finished?
I'm game. Let me clean up my desktop before I have to share it.
Okay.
I'm working on
That sounds like fun. That sounds like a good thing to try right now.
Okay. I'm going to go to the site, not through WordPress though, but through your student sites. Is that correct?
No problem. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Doesn't matter how you get there.
Okay. Okay. Can you see it?
Not yet. You're not sharing your screen yet.
No. I got to do that? Okay.
Yeah.
Do I have to do that or do you do that?
You can do it by clicking on the share screen button at the bottom of your window. It's green.
Oh, here we go. Okay. How's that?
Yep. Now we see. Yeah. Here we go. Perfect. Wow.
Okay. So that's my site. And I can't click on it though, right? Okay, I can.
Sure
okay.
you can. You can do anything you want.
Okay. Sorry guys. Have not shared screen before.
So let me start by asking you to tell us the name of your theme and why you chose the theme, and then the same with any plugins that you found useful. So that's what I'd like you to talk about.
Great.
First.
So in creating this site, my first consideration was I did not want to have to go and get permissions from anyone else for their images. So I decided to use my own. And so I was looking through my personal photos, and you guys can tell that I like to throw pots. So I figured this would just be a nice place to document some of the techniques that I use. So that's why I chose this subject. The theme that I'm using is graphene, Graphene. And it's a theme that I have used before with the Seacliff Improvement Association website. That's the one that got corrupted, and I actually had to abandon the theme and pick another one. But this theme has a lot of things I like about it. You can choose your colors pretty well without having to use the yellow pencil plugin, which is one of the plugins that I fell in love with. And that's been really helpful for making, if you notice where it says porcelain dreams, techniques and treatments in clay, there's a really tiny black border to that heading. And that was done with the yellow pencil. And some of the other just kind of general massaging where it says make yourself at home, that has a slight shadow effect that I also created in yellow pencil.
Wow.
So that was a plugin that I used. I think I have to actually open my site to remember the other plugins that I used, but I think I used Next something for my my galleries. And why don't I'm just going to go ahead and open
Next to Jen.
my WordPress thing, because I don't remember all my plugins, unfortunately, if that's okay with you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see, how do I do that? Let's see.
Well, you would have to go into your dashboard. Actually, before you go into your dashboard, let's just like tool around the site a little bit.
Okay, cool. Sure.
So yeah, why don't you scroll around and show your main pages.
So I have, so this is my home page, and you can see the menu on top. Those are the happy little things. I'm not a big fan of posting, so I made one post. You can see it over here. I put it in the sidebar, so it's not actually in my menu. I guess I didn't quite know how to create one to post, and I didn't care. So anyway,
I'm sorry. So did you say you wanted to put it in the menu?
No, I didn't.
Show you how to do that.
Yeah, I didn't care.
Okay.
Because I figured it's in the sidebar.
Right.
And yeah.
No, if you want to put it in the menu, I'm sure I could show you how to do that pretty quickly, but we won't go there. Okay.
Because this wasn't supposed to really be a blog for me, but I understand how to do it. So also in the sidebar, I put this little image to tell people that all the photographs are taken by me.
Oh, and you just sent me email on that, right? And
that
it's fine to do it that way.
Okay, that's for my other class, but thank you. Oh. So you should maybe reconsider your
answer. Oh, for the DM60, yeah, that's fine. Okay, for that too.
Okay. So, so in the make a suggestion form link here, so you just go to that page to ask if you want to use a photo.
Nice.
So, so here's kind of the main page. It just talks about porcelain in general, and here's a bowl, and there it is, porcelain bowl, and then there are links to different techniques that I have used on porcelain pieces that I happen to have photographs of. I don't take pictures of every step of every piece that I make, but I do on occasion. And this erosion technique is one that I get a lot of questions on at the studio, and I spend a lot of time of my creative time explaining it to other people. So I thought, well, I'll put it here so I don't have to lose my time. So this page here uses a sorry, my internet's unstable. I think my husband is on a Zoom call too. So here is a slideshow that I created, and It just shows the various stages. So that's the slideshow that I chose for this particular site.
Was this slideshow part of the graphene theme, or is this a
No.
plugin?
It's one of the
Okay.
plugins. And you know, we upload so many plugins and then we pick one and then we forget the name of it. So
That's okay.
Yeah. So then if I go to, and I don't know why my menu isn't working down here. Is it my menu working? It should be.
It looks like it
goes.
does.
Whoops, too exciting. So here's another page, and I used a different slideshow here. I didn't put any kind of captions on this because I sort of did a 1, 2, 3. I guess I could put 1, 2, 3, but it's pretty self-explanatory, and I was trying to keep it compact and easy to read. And so that's just a different type of slideshow that you could pick with the plugin that I used. And of course, to make it really wonderful, you had to upgrade the plugin, which I wasn't interested in doing. So in this one, this is a slideshow where the picture changes. Oh no, not this one. This is just one picture here. So it's just one picture that I didn't use the gallery for, just plopped it in. On this page, it does alternate because of two different techniques that I used on similar pieces. It's just a description of that. And that's the description down here. And these do all have alternate text. I think that might be actually the title of the picture right here. And then on this page, I couldn't use the gallery so much because of the size of the image and what I was trying to say. I experimented with it, it just got kind of difficult. So these are just images placed directly onto the site. And then I created a make a suggestion page, which has the mail-in form, and it works well. I sent this to my sister to proofread, so she used the form to tell me just what she thought of it. And it's got a little drop-down menu here with options. And one page of links, and a suggestion to go to the suggestion page, so you can do that. And then the sitemap is right here, and it does have the post in it. So that's it. My whole purpose in taking this class was to familiarize myself more with all the nuggets and goodies of WordPress, which has exceeded my expectation.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that.
And during the class, it allowed me to repair the website that I already take care of, and add some plugins to make it a little more efficient. And it worked before on desktop, but the corruption messed up the mobile and tablets.
So speaking of mobile, can you make the window narrow? Let's see how responsive this theme looks. Graphene should be pretty responsive.
Yeah, sorry for all the crap in my background. I'm DM60ing in the background.
Oh, we don't really see it.
Yeah. So, oops, what happened? I think it shrank, it grew up again. Hold on. There we go. Can you see that?
I see it. Yeah, now I do. Okay, so you see the menu collapsed. Yeah, nice. It's a very nice responsive theme. Yep. Very nice.
Yeah, and that's what I lost when the graphene corrupted on the other website.
Okay.
And I yellow penciled it to death trying to fix it, and then I just said, forget it. Time for a new site.
So I have a minor suggestion. If you grow that again so you can see the copyright on the side. Oh, you do have it with a year at the bottom. On the side, I didn't see the year in your copyright, but I see it in your footer.
Yeah, I left that there. I mean, I made that.
See where it says all photos by Rebecca,
yeah.
The copyright sign? I would put a year with the copyright sign, generally speaking, the way you have the footer, which says copyright. So, I mean, you already
right over
have,
here?
You already have it in the footer. I hadn't seen, before I saw that, I saw your copyright notice on the right-hand side, and I thought you should put a year in that. So since
And
you have it in the footer,
so
it's
you're
probably okay.
suggesting in the sidebar here, on this sidebar here, to add that?
It wouldn't hurt, just the way you have it in the footer. So with the copyright sign, put 2020, and then all
Okay.
photos.
Cool.
Yeah, it's just a nicer copyright touch. This looks really good. And by the way, I've worked with porcelain a lot, so I know what you mean about it being.
So you know how tricky it is.
Well, it dries out really quickly.
It does.
And I'm not experienced with a wheel, but I've done hand shaping of porcelain flowers for jewelry. And,
yeah,
and
I've
porcelain
done that.
dries out. For those who don't know, porcelain is an extremely fine ceramic, which is a really great thing, but it also dries out quickly when you work with it, and so it can crack easily. And so my experience is that you have to, if you're working by hand, I'm not talking about a wheel. If you work by hand, you have to be really careful not to let it get too dry, or it will crack, and then you're screwed.
And even with a wheel, I have a beautiful bowl that I actually was able to get out of the kiln right before we sheltered, and it's not quite round because it got handled too much when I was working on it, and it's a very thin form. But that's just, that's just porcelain for you, and it's a beautiful clay body to work with, but it does have challenges that others don't. But that's not about the site, that's about the subject.
Right, but this looks great. Let's take a quick look at your dashboard, and if we could just look at some of those plugins. And do folks have any questions for Rebecca, specifically about the theme of the plugins or anything else?
I gotta move you guys over because they're in my way here.
Yes, Clara.
Go ahead, Clara, ask your question.
What is the name of her theme?
I'll show you just as soon as it logs in. Is it logging in? It's slow. Okay, so here is my dashboard, and here is my theme, and it's called Graphene.
Oh, Graphene. Thank you.
Graphene.
Yeah, it's a nice theme.
Yeah.
It is, until they started to charge us $55 a year for basic stuff they used to give us for free. And in fact, I let that expire, and then things went south. And when I installed it for this class, it was fine. So I don't think you need to upgrade to make it useful. But it does have some nice options that some of the other themes, I explored a lot of other themes during this course just to see if I wanted to try something new, but I kept coming back to this one. So I did abandon it. I could reinstall it, I suppose, for the other site, but now I'm using a new theme over there that I kind of enjoy. So we don't use our website to get members. It's not that kind of a thing. We don't need members. So the site is more of a repository for newsletters, and also just to create an online presence so people can go there if they need to.
So this theme is like an old friend.
Yeah, it is like an old friend, kind of like me. Old, sort of friendly.
And let's take a quick look at your plugins.
Okay. I guess I need to update.
Oh, looks like there's an update there.
I haven't even visited the site in several days. So, so this was, John, can you tell me what this plugin's about? I didn't read it. I just left it there.
You don't need it. It's one of the standard, it's a very standard WordPress plugin that most installations come with. And it is what it says. It's about anti-spam. And so if you're using a form, then you probably want to use something like this plugin. And there are other plugins like it. There are a lot of anti-spam plugins. You have to be careful with the security plugins because you can depending on the plugin and what kind of settings it gives you, you can actually make things a little too intense with your settings and make it hard for people to use. But it's really more about, spam is about email and form submissions. So if you're using a form, then you want to really be careful that you're not going to allow people to spam you. If you have, usually the form itself may have some kind of basic anti-spam feature or a CAPTCHA built in. But if not, and you're getting spam emailed through your form, then you might want to install something like this.
Well, this was there. This was there when we started class.
Yeah,
When
it
we
comes. It's
opened
one of the
WordPress.
basic ones that
Yeah.
came with it.
Okay.
And so you can just leave it.
So this one here, Central Color Palette, was a really nice plugin because what it allowed me to do was if I was working on a post, I don't know if you want me to dive this deeply, but so let's say I was working on a post, and it's probably not the best one, or a page, and I wanted to change the colors of something, like oh, here, we'll do this. So right here, if I want to change the color of this, I think I can do it here. Nope.
Well, there's color settings on the right.
Yes, sorry. So what it did was, okay, here we go.
So you see if you
So
click
where's
on
the
that little
color
box.
settings?
Yeah, there you go. That's where the
so
color
see
settings.
all these guys here? They were created in the plugin so that when you go to color settings, you've got a palette there that you created. If that makes sense.
And what was the plugin that did that?
The plugin is called Central Color Palette, and I think, I'm not quite sure, remember how I go to it. Oh, I click on it. That's so obvious. So here, you kind, if you want to add one, then you just add a color, and it. So let's add a color. So we'll add a color. It defaults to our favorite color, and then you can just. I go over because I love the CSS. The W3, what do you call it? W3
C.
color picker. Thank you. So I go in there and find colors all the time, and so you could just pick your color or whatever. And I don't know if it'll just automatically switch to it or not. So, yeah, okay. So and it finds the common name, and then you go, okay, yeah, that's it, and then you pick it. And that's really nice if you're working on a page and you want to change some colors, and it's that same color you had before.
And what was the name of that plugin again?
So that is called Color Picker.
Color Picker. It's just called Color Picker. It's simple. Okay.
I'm sorry, no. Central Color Palette.
Oh, Central
Sorry.
Color Palette. Okay.
Sorry.
Good. Good one to know.
And then I had a footer text plugin because Graphene was not. I don't know if I actually used that one or not. But
Now,
here's
well, it says it's active. Now, the thing about something like a footer plugin, these kinds of plugins are sensitive to the theme. So some of these plugins may play well with certain themes, and some of these kinds of plugins may not play well with certain themes. So you do have to test those kinds of like a footer plugin. But if it works well with your theme, then you're good.
Yeah, I might have. So Next Gen Gallery, you have to actually go to your gallery here to work on it. You can manage themes, create themes, change the orders. Lots of options with there, and
Nice.
of course you can upgrade.
And this is free, this version's free, and it's called again?
Next
Gen Gallery, right? Okay.
I don't remember if I used Lightbox. I might have installed it.
Well, it looks like it's in use because it says deactivate.
Yeah,
But you might not be using it. Yeah.
I might not be using it. And then there's the sitemap.
Simple setup. Simple sitemap. Okay.
Yeah, and that's right here. And
you might want to upgrade your Smush.
Yeah. My Smush was awesome. I love Smush. That was
You
so
should
great.
upgrade it. You should upgrade it.
Okay.
Why don't you do it right now so we can watch?
Okay. Well, there's the simple sitemap, just to let you know. Okay. And I created my sitemap with that. So
nice.
Okay. upgrading or updating?
Upgrade. Oh, wait.
Yeah,
Is it,
I'm not.
wait. I'm sorry. Not
I can
upgrade.
update. There, we're updating.
Update. Yes.
Update.
Thank you. Yeah.
Woohoo.
Sometimes
Yes.
upgrade wants you to pay.
Tricky.
All right. Good. Yeah, that was easy. It worked well. Okay.
And
Good.
then then the forms, which we,
And this is the free yellow pencil.
yes, it is.
Okay.
And I will probably pay for it for our association site. 'Cause
People really like yellow pencil, huh?
oh my gosh, it's so dangerous. You could spend the day in it.
And how
What's-
much is the Pro version then? I'm
I
just
think
curious.
it's $26.
So if you
and,
clicked on the Go Pro, what would your option be?
so what happens is, just for an example, if I'm editing a page, here, we'll do this one. If you're editing a page and you want to change certain things, so I have to, let me see. So you pick an element. I have to move you guys. I have to move you guys because I'm going to end up with you here. So where it says, so we've chosen this right here.
Your headline, yeah.
Right. So we go in there, and if you notice, if you wish to change your font family and your color of your text, then you have to upgrade. Now, because I use the color picker plugin, I didn't need to do that.
Oh, tricky.
Another thing, John, that's really awesome is if you click over here and you go into responsive mode, you can also change it depending on what size you're working with. And also what happens with that is sometimes when you're changing something, like maybe like say an image over here, if you try to change it, it'll give you a little warning before it says yes to say, you know, if you want to stay responsive, you may not want to do that.
Good.
Which is awesome because, you know, then you change it and you're screwed.
Right.
It does have a nice little bar over here for information and
Got a toolbar, yeah.
undo, my favorite, and then so you save things over here, and it tells you there's no link, you know, there's no element picked, but as soon as it picks one, it tells you what it is. And let me tell you, things are just, there's all sorts of wonderful things about it. See the size here, you got to pay if you want to do that. But so each option has certain things, and I've noticed by just trying to do stuff that some things just don't go.
Right.
And I think it might be because, you know, you don't really want to do that. But what is nice is you can change a lot of things. You can even change padding, you can float. And so I might have done that in some of these things. The nice thing it also does is, you can do a page change or a global change. So that's really handy because then you don't have to do it by hand.
Exactly.
Which I have found to be very tiresome. So I was trying to find something that I have changed because sometimes I know I've worked on that. Okay, so if I go to that, I did some shadowing there. And let's say I change this to something really lovely. And then I go up and go, okay, well now let me think, maybe I'll change the padding. If you'll notice where it says text, there's a little blue dot. And what that means is, oh, you changed something. And look, here it is. Did you really want to keep that? No. So it goes back to what you have.
Nice.
So you can save yourself. Yeah. So, but it does not, I believe, retain that once you save it and leave and depart. When you come back, it doesn't have that button there, so you got to start over. But it's for each time that you have saved and used it. So yeah, I have to say, you know,
You like
really
yellow
nice.
pencil.
Yeah, and I realize that my site is kind of plain. I don't have fancy backgrounds and
You don't
stuff.
have to have fancy backgrounds.
I find sometimes what's important for me, and I think we've talked about this several times, is that I have difficulty with sites are too distracting in their appearance for you to actually pay a lot of attention to.
Simple is
Content.
always a good idea in my line of thinking.
Yeah, and the other thing that's hard for me especially are white backgrounds, especially if you're outside looking at it on your phone. I don't even like really light colors on dark backgrounds, but so I try to find a happy medium. I think that this font's a little bit thin, but once you start to do this, well, not necessarily the size, but you know, I could have done a little bit more there, but there's not, you know, I don't know how many people, I've looked at this on my iPad in both portrait and landscape in the phone, and
Looks nice.
it works. So there
All right,
you go.
are there any other questions? Do you guys have any questions for Rebecca on her site?
Nada.
How did you change the colors on the background, like on some of those sites? Did it come that way, or did you have to, I mean, you obviously changed them,
So
right?
here I am in the theme. I'm going to customize graphene
Okay.
slowly. There you go. And the nice thing about graphene is there's just a whole lot of choices here. So I don't want to go through the whole theme, but it does kind of give you some options here.
Okay.
And then for colors, header text and background color. So this color you see here is the background color that I chose. And you can see down here with graphene, you also have these nice options. How does that look here? How does that look on my phone? So pretty elegant.
Nice.
And then with the header image, you know, same thing. You got lots of choices. This was where I got screwed because for some reason, unless I upgrade, graphene doesn't give me a footer menu. And I think that might be where I was doing that. So here's, you know, widgets, graphene footer. Oh, I might have had one there. I have to go back. I worked on this so long ago. I have no memory of what happened last week. So
This is great. This is great.
So there it is. Graphene does quite a lot of nice things. Here's colors. This is the thing that I think always brought me back to this theme, was being able to pick a lot of the colors. Because to me, like I said, the color and how you read it on the page is kind of nice. And when I changed themes for the other website that I manage, I had to use yellow pencil to go in and make all those color changes because the theme that I chose didn't have those options. So lots of fun stuff to play with, you know, because that's what we need to do.
So those color changes that you did were actually in the theme, not in
the theme. Yes, in the theme color option. So graphene has lots of stuff. Like here's display, column layout, you know.
Oh, wow.
Look, graphene plus. Yes, so that tells you what you're missing down there. Not too much, at least for me. But then there's other things you can do. And I experimented with all this stuff. You know, it even has elements for the posts. You can pick for the posts and, you know, the layout for the posts. So feature rich. You know, it's plain. It's really kind of all about the colors and things. It's not really about making it too shiny.
Well, you want to highlight your work, not the background, right? I mean,
Yeah. True.
any other questions for Rebecca?
Well, no, I'm not.
All right. Well, I'm gonna applaud. Yes, yay!
Oh.
Everybody should applaud. Yay!
Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. That was
Oh,
great.
I appreciate
And
it.
you modeled a very good presentation. So anybody else who wants to do a presentation, now you see how that works. And you can do presentations any day this week. And I think unless there are any more questions, we're going to end for today.
I'm good.
Clara,
Hi, Clara.
so I resolved the problem for the color of my typography.
Oh, good.
But something happens that the pages overlapping. I don't know why.
Huh. What do you mean the pages overlap?
Yeah.
Can,
I appreciate you open my my website.
pages overlap. I'm not sure what that, let me see if I can get there. Things are kind of slow. I'm waiting. Oh, things are slower than usual. Slower than usual slow. There we go. All right. So when you say your pages overlap,
Yes.
what's the problem that you're having? Oh, you still have that dark
What?
background.
Yeah, I cannot explain, but I work a lot. So you open the menu, especially gallery, and I have 2 galleries, but I don't know what happened.
It's hard for me to
The
read this on
page-
this background. So yeah, we do need you to change that background. So
Yeah,
you mean this gallery here?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you do want to change that background image. Okay, there's not really anything here yet. Unless
But
I'm
if
missing.
you are going to other pages, for example, art and fiction,
Oh, here we go.
something appears.
Okay, so you've got, let me see how this works. Well, this is working okay. You got three,
Yeah.
3 pictures.
Go to the other page, I think.
Which page?
This where art and fiction.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And what is the problem that you're having?
Maybe in art book exhibition. I don't know. When I try to open one of them, all pictures collide. I don't know. Appear all.
What do you mean when you try to open one of them? Because this isn't a gallery.
Yeah, but you can open all pages, and we can see what happens when you review all pages.
I'm not okay.
Go
So
to-
what? I'm not sure what the problem is.
I think that the all images from one page in some points they are going to one page. So a lot of pictures in one page. So I don't know why, because this is not my idea.
So what pages are you having? Oh, sorry. I don't know what that's about. What page are you having trouble with?
I don't know if the art book exhibition, one of them, I don't remember right now.
Okay, so you have a few images here.
Yeah.
Which is okay. Again, yeah, you really want to change that background, I think. But yeah, these are just pictures. They're not galleries or anything, so that's fine. That looks okay. Except for that background.
I don't know if I made something wrong for myself. I don't know. In some point, when I open one page, all these images are in one page. I don't know why.
You mean you don't want these images showing up on this page?
No, in the art exhibition appear 6 pictures, and really I select only 3.
Oh, you mean you're supposed to be seeing 6?
Yeah.
Okay, so can you log into your, so basically that's on the edit of the page. So you can add, it's showing 3 images that you've added to the page. You can add more. Are you saying you added pictures and they're not showing up?
No, the pictures appears without my decision. I don't know. I put only 3, but appear 6.
But I see only
cannot-
3. I don't see 6.
Oh yeah, but it's in the art exhibition, not in this page.
Art exhibit. Okay.
In the gallery.
I'm still confused. Which page are you having trouble with? Let's go to that page.
Gallery.
Gallery. So this one.
Yeah.
Okay, and there's your 3. You're saying you have 6 that should show up.
In one time, once I open and appear 6, so I say why, but right now no more. I don't know.
Well, it appears to be working properly. I'm not sure. And this is this opens that slideshow. Yeah. So I'm not sure what the problem is that we would need to solve. What are you having trouble doing? I'm still confused as to what to troubleshoot.
Maybe 2 days ago I opened it and I found these 3 pictures. I look at 6 and I cannot explain why appears in this page 6 pictures. And
Okay,
right
so
now,
you want 6 pictures here and you're only seeing 3.
Yeah.
Okay. So and this is a gallery plugin that you're using?
Yes.
Okay, so basically we need to go and look at that. Can you log in to your dashboard right now?
You are in my page.
Right.
I don't.
Do you want me to log in as you?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, so let me, I need to log in as you then, so let me do that. Let me find your password. Okay. Do you know what the name of the plugin is?
I think it's 2020.
Well, that would be the theme, but let's see. It looks like the plugin put this in the menu.
Yeah.
But I want to start by going to the page that has the gallery. I want to see what the code looks like on the page first. And which page is that? Is it this page, gallery? Or is it this
Yes,
page?
yes. Look at there are 2 pages. I don't know if this is the problem.
Okay, so this looks like the page we were looking at. This looks like the page in the menu. Let me just first look at this one. This is the actual page with the gallery. Oh, go away. Okay, so what this gallery does is it gives you this code that you put on the page. So really, we're gonna have to manage this through the gallery plugin, which makes sense. Okay, so let me go back to this page and see what this page is about. Okay, so this page is empty, so it doesn't have anything on it. Okay, so you're not really using that page. So where's gallery? I lost it. There it is. Manage galleries. Let's take a look. So it looks like this page. And it says there's 3 images. Right, okay. So basically it's doing what you want. It's showing you 3 images. And you added these 3 images, right?
Yes.
So are you having trouble adding another image?
Yes. Open the other file, and there are some pictures in the other 5 pictures.
I'm not. Let me see. What happens if I see what's in sort gallery? Okay, so this just lets you change the order.
Yeah, the same.
How does let's see, gallery settings, other options, add gallery images. Let me see what happens here. Upload images. Oh, that's just to upload to all the galleries. Okay, so back to manage galleries. So let me see. That's the gallery we're in. And
Look at the
how do we add images to this gallery? Let's see. How did you add images to this?
this from my what is the name?
So I would think there'd be a way right from this page, but there's not. So gallery settings, other options, gallery, let's add a gallery. Yeah, I'm not familiar with how to add images in this plugin. So how did you add images in this plugin? Let's see what we've got here. Add page. Interesting. Scan folder for new images. Okay, I just have to understand this plugin and how it's working. Preview image, create new page, main page, no. Scan folder for new images. Looks like it's saying there's only 3 possible images. Are these in your media library separately from the plugin, or are these images?
Yes, media library. Yes, yes.
Let me just see what's in your media library. Oh, you have lots of images in media library. Okay. Let me just take a quick, I have to understand this gallery plugin. Oh, I don't want to watch a video. Thank you.
Yeah, every time this.
Okay, so gallery title, add files, manage galleries, manage albums. Let me see what's under manage albums. Ah, here we go. How do we select it? Add new album, select album. Manage tags, gallery settings. Let me just see what's going on here. Yeah, I don't know how to add with this plugin, so okay. Basic thumbnails, okay, yeah, okay. Save options, other options. Has anybody else used this plugin?
I tried it and I couldn't figure out how to use it. So
Yeah, it's not immediately intuitive, is it? But Clara figured out how to add 3 images.
Yeah, I didn't have any problems with it. I think it's the same one that I use.
Is that Rebecca? Who is that?
Yeah, I'm sorry, yes.
Okay, Rebecca,
Yeah.
how did you add images to the page? Let's see.
I
So
click
if you,
on it up loud.
where it says add gallery images / not, yeah, there, scroll down
This-
to add gallery and images. Okay, so you click on that
Yeah.
and see where it says upload images, import from media library and import folder.
Oh,
Those are
there
your
it is.
choices,
Import
but
from
you
media.
have to
Okay.
find your right, but you've got to pick the right gallery. You either
Ah.
put where it says under upload images, the in caps, yes, under there where it says gallery, create new gallery. Yeah, click on the arrow. Ding, 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 ding. There you go.
I have two.
Ah,
So-
and then add files.
Right, and you can either upload, but if you look to the left and you click over on import from media library, then what happens is it goes back to default and you've got to go back and pick your gallery again.
What? This is kind
See
of
where it
odd.
says, okay, it is. So, but see now it says import from media library. Do you see
Right.
that right above there? Yeah.
Ah, so you have to have that first before you go here.
Yes, I
Oh, how
got,
tricky. I bet Debbie
Yes.
got confused on that too.
you know, you make mistakes so many times and then you kind of get it.
Yeah. Okay, so
Yeah, it took a
Clara, did you
while.
see that? Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So Clara, did you
Yes, but I
see
do
that?
like that, Ricky, that-
Let me go back. So let me show Clara, let me show you what's going on here. So to add more
Thank you,
images,
Thank you.
you have to go to gallery, right? And then you have to go to
Yeah.
add gallery images, right?
Yeah.
Now you have to select the gallery. Then you click on import from me. I think I have this right. Then you click on import from media. I'm sorry. You click on import from media first, and then you select the gallery. And now
So you have to
can add from the library. I get that right? I think so.
Yeah.
you have to
I
make
took
the
the note.
galleries first.
Okay, so let me do that again. I'm going to do that again. So you go to add gallery images. Is that where we're at? Okay, that's where we're at. Then you go to import from media library. So you need to be not here, but here, right? You need to be import from media library. Then you select the gallery. Then you can go add the images to it. So now I would select some images here and I say select, and then it's going to add them. Did you catch that? You have to do it in that certain order.
Oh, yeah.
And once you have them all in there, you can reorder them, and you can change the the alt image and all that other stuff. You might have to go back sometimes to the dashboard, to the media library to change the alt text or subtitles. I'm not sure.
So Clara, is there one of these images you want to add to that?
The one of the red color.
This one?
Yes.
Okay, so if I select that, I don't know what this is called. How would you describe this image? For now, I'm just going to put painting.
Number 6. Yeah, painting. Yes, perfect.
I'll just put painting, just to have something in
Yeah.
there. Okay, so I'm going to, does this show a caption under it? Do you want, you're not using
Not
captions.
yet, because, not yet,
You're not
because
using captions, are you?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just say select. And did it add it? It didn't tell me. It should have.
Yes, please.
So if I go back to that page, actually, if I can just look at the page. Let me just see if it actually added it. It didn't add it. Okay, so I did something wrong. That must not have finalized it. Okay, Rebecca, how come it didn't add? Let's see. Let's try that one more time. Media library. Select gallery. Select image. click on that. Select.
Did you select it? Did you pick it?
I just did, but how do I make sure it added it? It didn't add it last time.
Ah, okay. Last step.
Oh,
import one image, yes.
That's what I missed. I missed it. Thank you.
Yes.
Do you see that, Clara?
Yeah.
Now you
Yeah,
have to
I know.
click on that. Ah, that was the missing step. Thank you. Now I see what I did wrong. Thank you. I missed that button.
You
All
know,
right.
once I started using this, it just got a lot easier, but
Yeah, I
you
see.
kind of want to just hit upload, but then you have to do the import first.
I understand. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just a question of getting used to the particular plugin, and now we're
It
gonna
is.
see. Yeah, and now we see 4 images.
Yeah.
Did you see that, Clara? How that works?
Yes,
Nice.
yes, perfect.
So we'll do it one more time. You go to dashboard. You go to gallery, add gallery images.
Yes.
You go to import from media library. You select the gallery. You click on select images. Now you select an image. So is there another one you want to add, Clara?
Yes, the dancing lady in the gray color, second row, number 1, 2, 3. It's repeated. You can
This
see
one?
the image. Yes, yes, please.
So I click on that. I'll call it dancing lady. I don't know. You can change these, right?
Yeah.
I click select. And here's the step I skipped, and that's why I didn't show up for. Now you have to click on import one image. And then it's there. Now it will be there. So that's how it works. And this is on the video in case you forget, you can look.
Yeah.
Okay, great. That was fun. Okay, is that helpful, Clara?
Yes, thank you very much. I am going to work more.
All right, good.
Thank you.
And I'm assuming we'll get that picture on here. Well, it's slow. Okay. Well, anyway, as soon as this page loads, we're going to see that picture, right? Right.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting here for it to load. It's not doing anything. I think that, oh, there we go. And now there should be 5. Yep, there it is. Okay, good. Okay.
Perfect.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, once you learn how the interface works, it's actually quite simple. It's just, and all the plugins are the same way. Well, not what I mean is they're not the same way. The same thing is you have to learn the interface of whatever plugin you're using, and sometimes you have to play around with it. And that one is like, okay, a little weird interface. Yeah. It worked. All right. So after you play around for 5 or 10 minutes, you can figure it out.
I played around with that one and then decided I would take the tutorial.
That happens.
You know, it's like, well, maybe I should just take the tutorial or
yeah,
read
I
the
generally
details.
like, yeah, I always try to try things before I read the documentation. It's like, okay, if I get stuck, then I'll read the docs.
Exactly, yes.
All right, good. Who else has some questions?
I have to go.
I think we're going to end if there's no other questions anyway, so. And I have to go too. It's actually at 11:30. Okay, folks. So we'll see you guys tomorrow at 10.
Cool.
Okay. And keep going and have a great day. Okay, folks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, John. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.